The journey to the city was long, but to Amaka, it felt like flying. For the first time in her life, she was not carrying a load. No water pots, no firewood, no insults, just a small bag of clothes and the gentle human of a man who walked beside her like she was precious. Obina didn't talk much on the road, but he always checked if she was tired, if she was hungry, if she was cold. Amaka didn't know how to react. Kindness was still new to her. They arrived in the city at sunset. The sky was painted orange and the street buzzed with life, cars, people, shops, and bright lights that made her eyes widen. But what shocked her most wasn't the city, it was the gate they stopped at. A tall black gate with golden lions. Behind it, a mansion with white pillars and glass windows. Amaka thought they were at the wrong place. Obinna knocked. A uniformed guard opened the gate. "Welcome, sir," he said, bowing slightly. Amaka froze. "Sir?" The gate opened wide. Inside, a woman in a tailored gown came rushing out. "Obinna, my son, you didn't tell us you were coming today." Obinna hugged her. "Mama, I brought someone. This is Amaka, my wife." His mother's eyes widened for a moment, then softened as she looked at the girl's shy face and worn slippers. She smiled and pulled her into an embrace. "Welcome, daughter." Amaka couldn't speak. Her legs trembled. Wife? Mansion? Son of a rich woman? Obinna led her inside the house, where servants offered food and drinks. She stared at the chandelier, at the smooth ties, at her own reflection in the mirror. It was too much. That evening, when they were alone, Amaka sat quietly in their room. "You lied to me," she said softly. Obinna came closer, kneeling in front of her. "I hid my wealth, not my heart. I wanted a woman who would love me for who I am, not for what I have, and I found you." Tears rolled down Amaka's cheeks, not from pain, but from the shock of being loved. "I have never been treated like I matter," she whispered. Obinna held her hand gently. "From now on, you are a queen." And so began a new life. Amaka was taken to a boutique the next day, dressed in elegant clothes. She was given her own room to rest, books to read, and time to heal. Obinna didn't rush her. He let her grow at her pace. Each day, she discovered a new part of herself: joy, peace, laughter. And each night, she thanked the gods in her heart for bringing a poor man to her stream. 1 year passed like a dream for Amaka. Gone were the days of hunger and humiliation. Her skin glowed, her cheeks were full, and her eyes sparkled like morning dew. The once tattered village girl now moved with grace, dressed in silk and soft sandals. But despite the luxury, she never changed who she was inside. She greeted the gatemans with respect. She helped the cooks when they were overwhelmed. She even gave out food to children in the city slums, just like she once did back in the village. "She is different," people whispered. "She's not like the other rich wives." Obinna watched his wife with quiet pride. He didn't marry a trophy, he married treasure. One morning, Amaka woke up and sat beside her husband. "Obim," she said softly, "I want to visit the village." He blinked. "To see your father?" She nodded. "Yes, I don't know why, but I feel like I need to." Obinna looked into her eyes and saw no bitterness, only strength. "Then we will go." And so they prepared a journey back, not as beggars, but as honored guests. They traveled in black SUV. Amaka wore a simple gown, but her beauty shone even brighter than before. When they reached the village, children ran after the car, shouting, "Big lady, big lady." When they stopped at Okonkwo's compound, the sight that greeted them shocked her. The house was falling apart. Nneka sat outside, looking thin and sickly. Her 2 sons were nowhere to be seen. Amaka stepped down from the car slowly. The same compound where she once fetched water and got slapped now shook with silence. Nneka looked up and gazed. "Amaka?" Okonkwo came out, kneeling on a stick. Age and suffering had humbled him. His eyes widened when he saw the car, the man, the daughter he once gave away like trash. "My daughter," he stammered. Amaka bowed slightly. "Good afternoon, Papa. I came to greet you." They were speechless. Nneka tried to smile, but shame twisted her lips. Obinna stepped forward and handed them a basket of food, a small envelope, and a wrapped box. "This is from your daughter." Okonkwo's heart trembled as he received it. "I don't deserve this." Amaka looked him in the eyes. "You gave me life, even if you didn't give me love. I have forgiven you. I have peace now." That day, neighbors gathered, mouths open in shock. The girl once called cursed has returned with honor. But she came not with pride, not with revenge, but with forgiveness. As they drove away, Amaka looked out the window and whispered, "Kindness always returns, just never in a way you expect." After her visit to Umuoma, Amaka's name spread like harmattan fire, not as a village girl who suffered, but as a woman of strength, grace, and honor. People whispered her story in markets, under mango trees, and even churches. They called her the Queen of Two Worlds. In the city, she was the elegant wife of a wealthy man, attending charity events, speaking at women conferences, and inspiring young girls who had grown up in hardship. But she never forgot where she came from. She started a small foundation named Norma's Heart, in the memory of the mother she never knew. Through it, she built a water borehole in Umuoma, started a free school for girls, and donated farming tools to struggle women. People who once mocked her lined up now and shake her hands. Even her step-siblings came to say thank you. One of them said, "Sister, we treated you like a slave, but you became a savior." Amaka only smiled. What you give the world, it gives back in time. Hate brings suffering, love brings light. Back in the city, her home became a place of peace. Obinna still treated her like a rare gem she was. They laughed, prayed, planted flowers together, and told stories on a balcony at the night. One evening, Obinna brought her a small clay pot. "This is the same kind of pot you used to fetch water in the village," he said. She touched it gently, memories flashing through her mind. "I carried this when I was broken," she whispered. "Now I carry blessings." She placed it beside their marriage photo in the living room, a reminder of how far she had come. But Amaka's story wasn't over. One night, as they sat together, she placed his hand gently on her belly. "Obim," she said, her eyes moist with joy, "I think I am carrying our child." Obina's face lighted up like a sunrise. He pulled her into his arms, speechless for the first time. And in that quiet moment, under a sky full of stars, the girl once abandoned had become the woman who would give life, love, and legacy. The months that followed were filled with joy and anticipation. Amaka's pregnancy brought her even closer to Obinna. Together, they prepared for the child they would bring into the world, a symbol of love they had nurtured and the life they had built. But amidst the joy, Amaka never forgot the lesson from her past. She continued her work with the Norma's Heart, expanding it into a national charity. She encouraged young girls from disadvantaged backgrounds to pursue education, just as she had fought for her own. Though the city had changed her outwardly, her heart remained connected to the earth she had come from. One night, as Amaka sat alone by the window, feeling the soft breeze from the city streets, Obinna entered with soft smile. "I have been thinking," he said, sitting beside her. "What do you want for our child? A name, a future? What is it you dream for them?" Amaka smiled, her fingers resting on her growing belly. "I dream of giving them a life that reflects the love we have," she said quietly. "A life where they knew that their worth is not defined by their circumstances, but by their hearts." Obinna gently took her hand. "I will give them that, Amaka. They will grow knowing the strength you carried inside you." And as the weeks passed, Amaka felt a bond with her unborn child. One day, as Amaka and Obina stood in the nursery they had prepared, she placed her hand on the crib and whispered, "You will know, little one, that love is the greatest gift. It is the strength in your heart that carry you forward." Obina smiled, his eyes full of admiration. He placed his hands on hers, feeling the life that was growing inside her. The world wouldn't know what hit it. He said softly, "Our child will be a force of good." Amaka nodded. They already are. The day Amaka had longed for arrived, a day she had only dreamed about as a young girl, carrying heavy pots, as a woman who had fought through endless struggles. The day she became a mother. The birth was smooth, but the moment was magical. A son, strong and healthy, with eyes as bright as the sky after a storm. Obina held him gently in his hands, his heart overwhelmed with love and gratitude. "I will name him Chidiebere," Amaka said with soft smile. "It means God is merciful, because his mercy has brought me from the place of darkness into the life of light." Obinna kissed her forehead, his eyes filled with pride. "Chidiebere, the world will know that we didn't just raise him, Amaka. We will shape him with everything we have learned. The good, the bad, the love, and the struggles." As the years passed, Chidiebere grew up in a home full of warmth and laughter. He was loved and cherished, surrounded by values his parents had cultivated: kindness, strength, and compassion. Amaka and Obina never allowed the wealth they had accumulated to overshadow the lesson they wanted to pass on. Amaka often took Chidiebere to Nelma's Heart Foundation, showing him how to give and serve those who were less fortunate. "The more you give, the richer you become," she would tell him. "It is not the things we have that make us wealthy. It is the love we share." Amaka's step-sibling came visiting often, and they marveled on how she had changed their lives, how she has gone from the girl they had rejected to the woman who had transformed the village and her own family. The power of forgiveness was not lost on them, and over time they have begun to understand the value of kindness and the weight of their past mistakes. On the anniversary of her mother's death, Amaka stood by the small gravesite that marked her mother's resting place. "I carry you with me, Mama," Amaka whispered. "Everything I am is because of you, even though I never knew you." Obina stood beside her, placing a hand on her shoulder. He said nothing, just stood in quiet solidarity. He understood that this was her moment of peace. The village of Umuoma has slowly changed, thanks to Amaka's work and the love she poured in her community. The girls in the village no longer feared being unloved, as Amaka had once been. They knew their worth, and their future was full of hope. Amaka had transformed from the girl who was told she was cursed to the woman who broke every chain of bitterness, forging a life of grace, strength, and love. She had been the seed, and the village was her garden. Once barren, now blooming. Obina looked at his wife as she walked with their son, her head held high, her heart light with the joy of knowing she had made a difference. He knew that together they had built not just a family but a legacy. The full circle had been completed. And so, Amaka's story, the story of a girl once rejected, now revealed, became a story that will be told for generations. Not as a tale of tragedy, but as a story of love, transformation, and the power of forgiveness. Like this video and share, and please don't forget to follow for more exciting folktale stories.